What's up, everybody? This week's episode is brought to you by Ranger Nutrition. Ranger Nutrition is a disabled veteran-owned company. They make all-natural sports nutrition products, and they are all-natural. They make protein powder. They make pre-workout formulas, weight loss supplements. They got clothes. They got hats. They got everything you want. But you can go to rangernutrition.com, use promo code SMUGCAST, and you will get 15% off your order. It's Ranger Nutrition, designed for fitness warriors. Also, Jay's Wings and Seafood over on the east side of Indianapolis. You can call in your order, save a little time. It's 317-890-0088. They are located at 8237 Pendleton Pike in Lawrence, Indiana, 46226. You can pop in there, use promo code SMUGCAST, and you will get 10% off your order. Also, big shout out to Repo Records. They help us out with the audio each and every week. They just talked to him again this morning. So I think I do that about every week. But that's Repo Records, taking the music back. This week, as you know, we've been all over social media for the past week, emphasizing that we will be having this guest on. But we got Koncept back. We did the interview Friday night, late Friday night. Dude gave us a good hour and a half. He was funny as always. We can't thank him enough for coming back on the show, man. He's an awesome dude. He did hate on me and being a Nickelback fan, even though I'm not. Everybody seems to think I am. It's a suck a dick. We more or less, we just got straight into it. We just hit record. He called us up on the phone. Intro's a little rough, but we were kind of jacked. We were excited. We just wanted to get into it. So without further ado, this is Koncept, and this is Smugcast.
My face on your TV and now you hit my phone now. Don't hit my phone with that bullshit. Thinking back to the days when was eating by yourself now. Don't hit my phone with that bullshit. Seen the fuel in the mag, the reviews where we at now. Don't hit my phone with that bullshit. You see my ad with Adidas and now you hit my phone now. Don't hit my phone with that bullshit. I practically already bought my Lamborghini, a toy model version that sits right beside me. And every time I see it, it keeps me reminded that I need to work harder to keep the one you call the fucking champ beneath me. Just saying though, most of these tracks that you heard me I was playing on. Now grab your controller cause the game is on. It's All-Star Weekend, all these girls are peeking, freaking. You would practically think I was the weekend OVO. Why you trying to call me when I told you, girl? I put you on no phone zone, feeling like you tagging on. Call me when I'm back at home, but every time I see you it ends with make a stolio. Then chances are we're going home. Fuck it though, I practically already own my own Ferrari, except it has a Nissan sign on its body. I bought it in Miami when was high on Somali. I told you stop eating those tamales in my car. Or did you buy them at the bar? If there's one thing I like more than tigers and sharks, it is Mexican food with some spices embarked. And don't worry, I don't know what I mean either. But found in my recent years that no one cares either. Most of the concern is about some beef on Twitter. I'm over it, I just got some weed from Wiz Khalifa, about to rock a stage in Alabama. You see me climbing up this ladder, and now you hit my phone. Don't hit my phone with that bullshit. You see my face with Adidas, and now you hit my phone. Don't hit my phone. You see my face on your TV and now you hit my phone now. Don't hit my phone with that bullshit. Thinking back to the days when was eating by yourself now. Don't hit my phone with that bullshit. Seen the fuel in the mag, the reviews where we at now. Don't hit my phone with that bullshit. You see my ad with Adidas and now you hit my phone now. Don't hit my phone with that bullshit.
All right, so let's just get into it. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so what's your story?
So I went and listened to, because I knew he was coming back on, and obviously we've grown as we interview people. I feel a lot better. The thing was, I went and listened to the episode when he first came on, and I sounded like a groupie, like I did. And I was just, and obviously, you know, because you don't get to meet too many people that you didn't know. You listen to their music, or whether it's watch whatever it was they do that you admire, and then you're on the phone with them, and you're just like, you just fanboy out. Like I literally felt like a groupie.
Well, you didn't really have a you know, our setup was all wrong, and I more or less, the last time we did this, because I mean we were so new, we had your phone, which he's calling you on right now, but just now it's hooked in through our secondary mixer. And I ended up taking the microphone and shoving it down by the phone.
Yep.
And so you were the only one that was really able to talk to him.
I know. I felt special.
Oh, shit. Here we go, fanboy again.
Well, on the line, we have Mr. Koncept. His album just came out June 9th, 14 hours ahead, off Asia Sony.
And it's dope as fuck.
Yes, it is.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm not even joking, man. It came out like I pre-ordered it, like just like BJ did, and I got when I woke up Friday morning, first thing I checked my email, and it was like, hey, Apple was like, your pre-order is ready, and so I went, and it had already automatically downloaded, and I listened to that shit until from the start to the beginning. I didn't stop.
Hell yeah! And
I mean, I'm not even Of course, we just did a Facebook Live before this, just kill some time, hanging out. We thought we'd do it, try to attract more fans and stuff. And
we did get a couple questions from people that were sent to my phone.
Yeah. And but they had one guy was like, AP, name one song from Koncept. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, I've listened to his newest album.
It's like, bro, we just said we listened to the album.
But see,
exactly.
But there's a running joke about AP. Is he on one of the very couple episodes? He said he went to Nickelback concert and no one's let him live it down.
Nickelback.
Oh God, motherfucker! No, man, I didn't buy the tickets. Somebody else bought them, and I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "I'll go." And I said it one time, man. Like one of the first, like maybe
you had a Nickelback T-shirt on, didn't you?
Oh, you son of a bitch! I can't even. I'm getting it from Koncept now.
Well, that's like saying, well, they brought the fat chick, so I had to fuck them. Come on. No.
Hey, man, fat girls need loving too sometimes.
Have you guys ever watched Workaholics?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The episode where they need to borrow the RV to go to the exhibit concert.
Yeah.
That shit is so funny.
All right, so is there any concerts that you? My wife went to New Kids on the Block, but she was like a young girl.
Yeah.
Is there any concert that you ever went to that you thought like after you told your friends or whatever, they're like, you went to that? You ever had one of those moments?
Actually, I don't know if I have.
Probably not. You're too cool for that.
I'm like trying to think like if I ever went to a concert like that. I don't think so.
I never was a big, didn't really go to a lot of concerts. I just didn't. I mean, it's something because there wasn't anybody I really. I saw a couple people live and I didn't like it. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
And then someone, and then I was just like,
I mean, I've definitely been to a few shows where I didn't like it very much. But
you've never been to that one where
I won't say any of those people who they are. But no, I don't know if I've been to. I don't think I haven't been to a Nickelback concert, unfortunately.
Son of a bitch.
We're gonna make a T-shirt that says "I went to Nickelback concert."
I'm not wearing it.
I was backstage. Oh, Nickelback concert.
Son of a bitch! I can't get away from it.
Speaking of that, though, we did get a question for you. It says, "Is there a favorite venue that you've played or you hope to play?"
Favorite venue that I've played? That's a hard question. Venue that I want to play. I mean, shit, I want to play Madison Square Garden.
See, that's why I was thinking.
I figured. Well, yeah, man. He's from New York.
Yeah, I want to play Madison Square Garden for sure at some point.
That's the place that everybody wants to play. Is that?
Well, yeah, I mean, hell, freaking the UFC couldn't even get in there for a long time.
I also want to play, which is now Terminal 5, but it was the Best Buy Theater in New York. I haven't played there yet. Favorite venue that I've played, damn. My most recent show, my album release party here in South Korea.
Oh yeah, shit! I bet that was on fire, wasn't it?
Place is called Sun and Deck. Awesome venue. It's a big venue. There's 2 different rooftops on it.
Oh shit!
Which is really dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a great venue, and the sound is fucking incredible there. So yeah, I'll say that is my favorite venue currently. And the venue that I want to play is Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, it's
Speaking of that, you did obviously being from New York. Did you grow up a big sports fan?
I did. I don't watch too many sports currently, just because I'm just busy and I just don't put the time forth to do so. But I grew up a Knicks fan. I used to go to my mom's friend actually used to have tickets, so I've been to a lot of Knicks games in my life.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I saw the picture where they put your face on one of the John Starks dunk.
yeah. I actually did that. I did that design as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I loved it.
Oh yeah,
I love John Starks.
Yeah, me too. I used to love John Starks as a kid. I grew up in Queens. I used to live in Jackson Heights, so I grew up like right near Shea Stadium, so I used to go to a lot of Mets games. Football, I'm a Jets fan, but I'm not really that much of a football fan, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not a football fan, but it's not something that I like watched often. But yeah, Knicks, Mets, and Jets. So basically, I don't really celebrate too many victories in the sports department.
Well, I do want to say this. Hey, Asian sensation, he didn't say Yankees. He said Mets.
Yes.
I know.
Thankfully.
Yo, it's funny because like everywhere you go in the world, you know, like people, New York is like one of those places that people rep all over the world, you know? Oh. But like everywhere you go, nobody's rocking a Mets hat. Everybody's rocking a Yankees hat.
I actually had a Mets hat because everybody else had because I collect hats. I mean, that's something I always loved the Mets hat, and I did because I didn't wear Yankees because everybody under the sun had once Jay-Z had a Yankees hat on, and then everybody then it went the red Yankees hat. Then Fred Durst put on a Yankees hat backwards, and then
you kind of fucked up the whole game.
Yeah, he did.
Exactly. And like it's funny when like you go to like a hat store, there's like 100 Yankees hats, 30 different variations, and then there's like one Mets hat.
Yeah.
It's just the standard blue and orange. There's one row of it. And that's all there is.
Yeah, I mean, I of course, me and BJ are Cubs fans and have been since we were kids. So, I mean, we've lived through the shit for the last, 30 some odd years. And, I was thankful to see the last time I went and picked up a Cubs hat that they actually had more than 2 options.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw 8 million people with the Cubs hats on.
I don't know, man. I usually pick up the ones that nobody really wears.
And then you walked outside and everybody had a Yankees hat on.
Oh, yep. Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's the same thing. Name a couple of players on the Yankees. You're like, I'm like, no, they don't play for them anymore. I'm like, well, they did.
Yeah, I don't have a fucking clue.
So
my dad's a huge Yankees fan, but I mean, but that was his era, though. I mean, that was back, in the '60s, when there really wasn't a whole lot on TV. So I mean, it was. I mean, more or less, it was the Yankees.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, one of the other questions we got from the viewers. I say viewers, I know it's listeners, but it's my show. I can say what I want.
We had Facebook Live. Right?
Say what I want.
Do you consider yourself a sneakerhead?
I mean, I am to a certain degree. I'm not like one of those sneakerheads that's like waiting online for the new pair of Jordans. But I do have a lot of pairs of sneakers. And I do very much like sneakers, and I definitely keep my kicks in good condition and care about them. But again, I'm not like one of the people that's like waiting on, online at the store at 5 a.m. for the new pair of kicks.
No, there's a store from where I work at, and there's people outside waiting for the shoes, and then like the cops come down there all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Will they try to steal that shit?
Yeah, see, that's too much for me. Like, honestly, waiting online for anything at 5 a.m. before it comes out is too much for me.
The only thing I'm waiting on is there's a donut place right down by our store.
My God.
See, I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do any of that.
Well, you're not a fat guy.
Yeah.
I, honestly, when I see a line for anything, I'm like, I don't care that much.
Unless they were, if they were handing out free drugs, I'm pretty sure, AP, you might be waiting in line.
Plus 30 milligrams.
Yes.
Well, all right. Well, first of all, two things. I'm calling from Korea right now, which there's really not many drugs here. So if there was a line for drugs out here, I may wait on that line.
We'd be with you, by the way.
I may wait on that line and be like, oh shit, you can get drugs in Korea. I just gotta wait on the line. Yeah, sure, I'll wait on that line.
So that's great, because this will be one of those interviews you can just say whatever you want. It doesn't even matter.
No, man.
It doesn't matter because
it's called Smugcast for a reason.
So yeah, that. But also just back to like the line thing. There's a all right, like where I live. I'm currently living in a little town. Well, it's like. All right, so obviously, like every city, there's like the main city, which is Seoul, and then there's like little parts of the city, just like New York City, and there's Brooklyn, and then there's Williamsburg that's in Brooklyn, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm in a place called Haebongcheon, and there is this pizza place. It's called Bonnie's Pizza. It's like a famous pizza place, I guess. It's like one of those places that people go and they like post an Instagram picture, like I'm at Bonnie's. It's like you're cool because you're at Bonnie's.
Yeah.
It's literally like 150 feet from where I live. There's there's always a line at this place like you've never seen before. Like every single day at all times of the day when it's open, there's a line that goes from the door like up the block, which is like where I live. So every time that I walk home, I walk past this place and there's a monstrous line. I've been here 6 months. I've never ate at this place. I probably don't ever plan to, because first of all, no matter how good this pizza is, it's probably not that good, because I'm from New York and I'm in Korea, so the pizza is just, there's some decent pizza places, but nothing that I'd wait online for ever.
What's the pickup? Why is there just not that many pizza joints around, or is it just?
No, there is. I honestly don't know. It's like it basically like the pizza. I haven't ate it, but I've seen it because I walk past it every day, and it's like you could see in the windows there's outside seating. It looks like Domino's pizza, like the pizza itself. It looks like Domino's.
Maybe it has heroin in it or something. I don't know.
You can't get drugs.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You can't get drugs in South Korea.
Maybe that's the trick, is that they're not actually selling pizzas. They're slinging drugs out of that shit. They're like, yeah, we got pizzas. It's like what is it? Pizza Hut, the stuffed dough.
Yeah.
Except there's like the crust, stuffed crust.
Dude, there we go.
There's drugs in the crust.
What's the idea?
We open a pizza joint and then we put it in the stuffed crust, like you said. But we'll make sure we let them know where the idea came from.
Yeah.
We're
gonna call it Koncept Pizza.
So it's like they're wondering why everybody eats the pizza and takes the crust home with them. I'll have this whole crust to go.
And all the homeless people are there constantly like, well, they take the crust, they leave everything else here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. What, you didn't know that crust was like a thing for homeless people?
They
don't want the cheese or the sauce, they just want the crust.
See one of the other questions, or one of the things I saw on Twitter was you met the owner of Red Bull in Thailand, and you went to his house.
Yeah.
You have my attention. How is his house?
So he is like the 100% like the owner of Red Bull. Sorry, I didn't see the tweet.
Well, the actual owner has passed away, and it's his son.
Okay.
Which is currently the owner. Is passed down.
Yep.
But yeah, he's the owner. His house was crazy. It's 3 different buildings.
What?
It's like 3 different. It's right in Bangkok. It's right in Tonglo, it's called, which is like sort of one of the main areas of Bangkok. And yeah, it's 3 different buildings. I think each one is 5 floors or 6 floors.
No shit.
It's 3 different buildings. One of them is like his house. One of them is basically like a playhouse.
Wow.
And the other one I didn't go into, so I'm not sure what's in there. But it was amazing. They all meet into a backyard that has like a little like golf course, little like putt-putt course. I definitely played a little putt-putt.
Yeah, hell yeah, why not?
It was pretty amazing. I've been working with Red Bull in LA for the last like 3 years or so.
Yeah.
So the dude who had brought me out to Thailand to play over there, he's actually a DJ as well. So he knows, he knew the Red Bull owner a little bit, but he knew a DJ who is the Thailand 3-time like freestyle champion. Who currently works for the Red Bull owner. So basically like he has 3 houses. One of them is like I was saying, like it's sort of like a playhouse in a way. You walk in, the first floor is like one room is like basically like there's like a DJ setup and like a couch. It's like the chill. There's like another room that his wife, does like interior design. So it's like all different like tiles and stuff like that. But like really creative, like really like cool stuff.
Yeah.
There's like another room that looks like he's like a big music dude. It's like another room. It looks like a whole like record store basically. It's like all these like just like rare vinyl and big sound system. It's really cool. And then there's like another room that's like a bar. And then again, you can like walk outside and there's the putt-putt course, and there's 4 floors, and all the different floors have different things on them. So like the second floor is like all interior design stuff. There's another floor that's all different DJ rooms. So there's like 3 different rooms. And it's basically just like all turntable setup. Like one room looks like, I'm not sure if you ever seen like Q*bert's, like DJ Q*bert, like Invisible Scratch Pickles, like, there's like Invisible Scratch Pickles videos from back in the day. I used to watch those when I was younger. But how he has like set up at his house, he has like the table with like all the turntables around him, like all the different mixers and turntables. They basically have that in this Red Bull house, like in 3 different rooms. It's fucking really cool.
That's insane.
No shit.
And then they also run a DJ school out of that building.
Really?
So they like teach kids, like young kids, how to DJ. They were saying like the youngest kid is like 8 years old.
Holy shit.
Which is awesome. Which is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got brought over there to, to meet the owner, like to meet them, just because, the dude knew that I worked with Red Bull, and went over there and, met with the owner, which was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And awesome. And, and just to be, in that, that place, it's like, Red Bull was started in Thailand. So obviously the dude's Thai. And what they told me, basically the story is that, when Red Bull had started, it wasn't something that, I guess the people of Thailand were like into, because like the sugar and the, I guess like the drink itself. So what they did was the reason why a lot of people think that Red Bull is from Austria is because the dude was Thai, started in Thailand, but there wasn't a market for it. So he had sold it to Austria.
Really?
So that's why like it started in Austria. It's pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy story.
That's nuts, man.
But yeah, the dude was like, the dude was super cool. He's an older dude, but he's super hip dude, I guess you could say. Snowboard, surfs, and he's a big music dude, and we just got along really well. And I played him some of the music that I had recorded with Red Bull, and he loved it. And then he invited me back. Like while I was there, I went and hung out there a bunch of times, and met a bunch of different people. There was the whole manager of the whole culture department in Thailand at the time. He lives in Tokyo though as well. So right now we're talking about setting me up, and I'm going to head over to Tokyo and record out of that studio as well. And yeah, fucking amazing.
So I mean, you've recorded this last album, and I mean, is this, with you being signed with Sony Asia, is this a one record deal, or like you said, you're going to get to go to Tokyo and record in their studio? So are you looking long term to stay over there, or how's that look?
So I get asked this question a lot, and honestly, it's hard for me to answer it. So like, I'll just tell you, I came here for 2 weeks. I was only supposed to be here in Korea for 2 weeks. My tour got extended. I was asked to play some more shows, so I was going to stay here for 2 more weeks. In that time is when I met with Sony and worked out the deal for the album, and just what we were going to do. So at that point, it was sort of like I knew that this album was going to come out on Sony, and that their plan for building my brand here in Asia. But at that point, I still didn't know, like, friends were like, "Oh, when are you coming back?" And I was like, I don't really know how to answer that,
Oh yeah.
But at that point, it was still, working, to release the album. I've been here 6 months now. In those 6 months, I've built the brand, I've been building my brand out here, and, just have made a lot of connections, and, it's sort of like a domino effect. So like now that the album's done, I've been here 6 months and I have experienced that. It's like the brand is, consistently building. And I don't really, at this point now that, how everything is going, like I don't really have any plans on leaving anytime soon. My brand has been building obviously all around Asia. I've been stationed in Korea, so it's, been majority here, I'll say. But, like I said, I've been traveling to Thailand a few times and building the brand there, working with some artists there. And now, about to go over to Tokyo and start working over there, in general, and also with Red Bull. So it's kind of like, there's so much, I guess music is, sort of, it's newer here. And there's just like so much growth and so much potential. And, especially like in Korea, I've noticed that there's like an explosion for music, and the energy and the vibe is so high. So it's like, I don't really know when I'm going to leave. My plan is to just build the brand huge here. And obviously my brand has already started, other places. Like I started in New York and, went to LA and, just the US in general. And, I've been to Europe a couple times, and, my distribution and everything works over there as well, pretty strong. So being here, it's like building the brand here, but at the same time, it's building everywhere else as well. So, it's been a great experience here. And again, there's just a lot of growth here. So at this point, I don't really know when I'm going to leave. I don't really have an answer to say, but,
yeah.
But for right now, I'm building my brand here, and everything's going great. So
yeah, because when you were on the show last time, that's what we talked about, was the vibe there, where the vibe.
And apologies if I'm rambling. I played last night and drank a lot of whiskey, and I'm a little hungover.
No, I have AP as a co-host. I'm used to this.
I'm 3 vodka tonics in.
I'm a couple bombers in. I'm good.
Yeah. Some 30 milligrams.
Hey, yeah.
I played last night, and they just kept feeding me whiskey. Basically, I had a full glass of whiskey every single time that I looked over at my glass.
Oh,
it was
shit!
Pre-filled, so.
Whew, damn.
Because I was listening to the band you told me about last time you were on, which was Cruel Youth, and I was listening to that today, and I sent the AP, and this is awesome. Like, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I love them.
But you were talking about the vibe there was totally different from the States, and some of the things that go into the States. And we're actually experiencing it here as being in a podcast, how we're in a community of podcasters, and, we're pretty laid back people, and we've seen how even some of the politics can go. But you were talking about just how people just embrace the music there. It's still so new. And then I totally understand kind of why you want to be there, really, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if people are digging his stuff, why is there? Why leave?
I agree totally.
It's like a totally different. Like in New York, for instance, just an example. Someone's like you meet someone and it's like, oh, what do you do? You know, and you say you're a rapper or, you know, producer or whatever. And it's sort of just like, you know, it's sort of like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, my cousin raps, my friend raps, and, you know, like, shit, I rapped probably. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, nobody really, like, cares. It's sort of like, I mean, in this regard anyway, there's a lot of different things, you know, about, you know, the culture difference. But, you know, in that regard, like, here you tell someone that you rap, and it's like, instantly, they're like, oh, that's, you know, that's amazing. Like, where can I hear your music? Like, where can I listen? And they actually go and, like, listen and care to check it out, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, so it's really dope. And it's like, I don't know if that's necessarily just because it's, you know, newer here or growing here, but it's like people just really care about art and, you know, creativity. And they're not like, I mean, maybe that is because maybe it actually is because it's new, because people aren't jaded, you know what I mean? Because it's not someone that's like been around for so long. You know, I don't really know, but it's definitely a great thing.
Well, we've noticed this what I've noticed about people is, like, I tell people, like, hey, we have a podcast that's going really well. The show is growing. And they're like, okay, that's great. They're not like, hey, that's awesome, man. I'm proud of you. We get that from a lot, but last time I re-listened to the interview today, like I said, and that's one thing that's always stuck with me is try to surround yourself with people that want to help you grow and support you.
Sure.
But I've noticed, like, if you're on Twitter and stuff like that, it's like, it's social media. I think social media has turned us into a negative society, like in a lot of aspects, because you'll see someone post something like, hey, so-and-so is coming on the show, or if you'll see this or this episode or whatever it is, there's always an ass or something that's just like that tries to shoot you down. We just experienced that with one of the guys that was on our show. Yeah.
A buddy of ours, he, it was just another podcaster here in town, and, you know, we wanted to, you know, we wanted to, you know, go to his followers, and we wanted, you know, him to go to our followers. And, so, you know, we started, you know, communicating. He came on our show, and then we started tweeting each other and different shit. And, the group that we're in on Twitter is called Pattern Family. And so whenever your new episode comes out, you know, you hashtag Pattern Family. And, you know, and I mean, it is kind of like, you know, what do you call it? An echo chamber?
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, because like you go search Pattern Family when your shit comes out, and you retweet everybody's shit. Well, so everybody across, you know, all 10,000 followers or whatever this thing has is retweeting everybody's shit. And, cool. But you know, what we got into this week was, for him, we had a guy just out of nowhere. He was out of fucking Canada, just started like hating on him for no reason,
for not having any original content.
Yeah.
And this is where my problem was. So everything Koncept puts out with his album, I've been retweeting it because I want to help him.
Exactly.
So if somebody, and then you do it off our main page too, and our Facebook, whatever it is, and Instagram. So if 2 or 3 people help him because he came on the show to help us, we wanted to help each other.
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with that?
No. Yeah. I don't mean nothing. But
that's what we got into this week. I was like, what the fuck's the problem?
Yeah, this shit went on for like 4 fucking days, where this one fucking dude from Canada was like bashing shit because like we're retweeting your shit, you know, and he was retweeting our shit, you know, and it was like, well, this guy was like, you know.
So what was he upset about, that you weren't retweeting him?
No. It wasn't that we weren't.
There was no original content.
There was no original content. He was upset because all we were doing was
retweeting.
Was retweeting and not like quoting the retweet.
And so what, he decided to spend his time to be upset and make comments.
Exactly.
But the funny part is
hateful, negative comments at you guys.
Yep. And
my shit is like, you know, like I won't, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I see the comments that happen, you know, for the music, whatever, to me, whatever, the love and the hate, you know, and the hate, I brush off and I laugh at, you know, because for me, it's like, this person like spent time in their life to go write this comment of hate. It's like, one, you cared so much that you spent the time to write this negative comment. And 2, for you to do that, it either just means that you are either jealous or hate yourself enough that you even spent that time. Because like me, if I listen to a song, like, all right, I go to Hip Hop DX and I listen to a new song and I don't like the song, I move on to the next song.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm not going to like scroll down and be like, hey, such and such, you suck. You know, it's like, who has time for that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have fucking time. I don't have time for that. And like, I'm not that upset. You know what I mean? Like, because I didn't like a song, it's like, I just didn't like your song. Like, no big deal. You could be a great guy, but I just didn't like your song. And you might have another song that I really like, but like, for someone to like listen to one of my songs and like feel the urge to like go down to the comments and write to me that they hate me or like, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, either you're full of shit and you actually really like my shit and you're jealous as fuck or whatever the fucking case is, or you really hate yourself and your life sucks that you like all that your energy goes into is leaving a hateful comment on someone's shit.
Well, I mean, and, you know, and that's the thing. Like, you know, this dude, he kind of self-proclaimed himself as an internet marketing guru, right? So, you know, if somebody was to say that, you know, I mean, we're all Twitter people here. You know, you would think.
What did he say? He was a Twitter guru?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you would think that, you know, this dude would have, you know, as I would say, if he's a Twitter guru, you would think he would have a minimum of what? 500,000? 200,000 followers? This motherfucker
I mean, a Twitter guru, he better have a fucking million.
And he wasn't even verified.
This motherfucker had 2,000.
Yep.
2,000. And I was just like, is this dude fucking for real, man?
But after all that, like I retweeted the concepts going on the show, and then the guy like hearted it, and I'm like, you just got mad at everybody retweeting stuff. I retweeted some from Concept, and you liked it.
Well, but you know, we put out the video this week, you know, saying that, you know, you were coming on. I mean, we were fucking,
that video was incredible.
That's I'm so fucking happy you
We were
watched
so
it.
fucked up,
dude. You don't even know how long it took us to do that.
I love that video.
It took us about 30 minutes just to complete that one fucking 1 minute video because I was fucking drunk as fuck.
And I kept every time we went back, I kept making up something even stupid. The stupidest ones to even make it on there because I was saying all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, and I couldn't handle it. I was laughing my ass off. I was but yeah, no, like, so he you know, BJ went later on the week, you know, to retweet from his personal page, you know, just to get it out to more people. And and the dude, like, the dude went on and liked our shit, even though, you know, I mean, it was original content, but his big thing was that you have to quote every fucking retweet, and I was like, motherfucker, ain't nobody got that kind of time.
Go to Tim Hortons. Go to Tim Hortons. Get you a fucking coffee.
And it's like, don't complain about it. Like, if you don't like it, just
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's
like,
it.
unfollow me or whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
the only people I troll is Nickelback.
Again, if I'm
oh shit,
with your backstage with the Nickelback t-shirt.
Yeah, that's right. I was backstage and did stuff to Chad Kruger, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Oh shit!
I was VIP at the Nickelback concert.
Son of a bitch!
We're gonna have sound bites for the beginning of the show now.
It's fine that he does it to me.
All right. Yeah,
you motherfuckers need to settle down.
You know, now since he said it, since he said it's gonna blow up even fucking bigger.
It absolutely fucking is. It's fine.
See, Concept's saying it too now. It's okay.
Oh, you cocksuckers!
You really need to get that T-shirt now.
Oh, I will. But I got a question for you. I actually, the video you did, calling me with part-time cooks, fucking funny as hell.
Thank you.
You're sitting at the table cutting shit up. Have you seen this one yet?
Is this the one where he sits in a chair with a cigar?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've seen it.
And
yeah,
it was
I loved it. I loved it. Absolutely laughed. I loved it.
because as soon as he had the powder on the table, chopping it up, I was like, I'm gonna text AP right now. I was like, hey,
You sent that because we had talked about doing a picture, just for like social media.
We had talked about buying a bunch of cocaine.
Well,
I know some people.
we had talked about doing a picture of us setting like more or less like a poker table, chips, cards, and I was to have like a big pile of cocaine in front of me, and BJ, we were gonna have pills on the table, we was gonna have guns, all kinds of shit, cash laying around.
That's what I think about at night.
And we were gonna do this picture, and then he sends me this fucking video, and I was like, well, can't do that anymore.
Done.
Because and that's one thing was I was able to go listen to those guys, part-time cooks. Go check them out. They're also on iTunes.
Yeah.
And the video is called "Calling Me." It's funny as hell. And then the other song that I found was from MC Bravado, "Gone."
Oh yeah.
And then featuring, I believe it's McNasty. That was the fun part is I think I was able to find 4 or 5 artists off that. That's one thing I like about Apple Music.
Yeah.
It'll give you, you go check that out.
Yeah.
It'll also give you recommendations at the bottom.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're off bigger and shit, and sometimes they're pretty good though. But I really like the song "Gone."
Yeah.
I really did. That was one of the, because it was kind of like a throwback hip hop song, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, this new album, I know you're in South Korea, and I kind of like I said, I've listened to the album on repeat pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, since it came out, and I kind of, some of the songs I kind of get, and I could be way fucking off with this, and it's gonna be horrible if I am, because it's gonna sound like shit on my part. But like there's like a kind of like an Asian. There's like Asian sounds in the music, like I can't even
Hug Someone. That was the one.
yeah, I mean that one too. But
that,
there was like a couple other songs where there's just like I guess my question is, it kind of goes to back how to create each song, and did you who created, like, I mean, can you give like who created like each beat? Like,
majority of the album was this. I mean, some of it was recorded. And there's definitely like inspiration.
yeah,
I'm being here, for sure.
Yeah.
Some of it was recorded, in different parts of the world. Like some of it was recorded in Brooklyn, some of it was recorded in LA, some of it was recorded here. But so there's sort of all those inspirations, but again, definitely being in Korea was definitely a big inspiration for it, as well. So, I don't know, I guess when I go into creating music, it's not something that I'm like, oh, this needs to have this, or, I don't really like to force anything, I just sort of go into it and create the music that I'm feeling,
Yeah.
and sometimes I know exactly what that is, and sometimes honestly I don't, and I just make music that I'm feeling at that moment, and sometimes even afterwards I'll be like, oh shit, like this has this in it, or this, I said this and I actually was thinking something else when I said it, but now that I'm like listening back to it myself, I'm like, this has so many more meanings to it,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely, the album and the music and myself just in general is definitely inspired from being out here. Like my music, I'm from New York. I grew up in, in Queens, but I've lived sort of in a bunch of different places. Like, I spent, in New York, and just in New York, I grew up in Queens, but I've lived in Warwick, New York, which is outside of the city. I lived in Brooklyn for about 9 years. I lived in Manhattan for, I think, 3. I've also lived in Vermont. I lived in Portland, Oregon for a little bit. I've lived in LA. So it's sort of like, all of those things inspire the music that I make. all of the places that I've been. So, being here in Korea is obviously no different. You know what I mean? It's another thing that inspires my music and just, the way I go about even creating music at all. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
I just there was a few songs, I mean more than a few really, but that I don't know, there was just like certain sounds within it, that really to me, sounded Asian. I mean, if it was just like a bell or if it was just like something, and I was just like, man, it's like he really captured kind of what I assumed to be your feelings, being over there. And that atmosphere, that culture of just that side of the world, you know what I mean? I was just like, damn, I was like, man, that's so dope that's in there. You know what I mean? That it really captured where you were at that time in your life.
Yeah, no, thank you. I could definitely hear that, like something like Reloaded on that song.
Yes, that's exactly it. That song also wanted or kind of made me want to dive my face into a big pile of coke.
Inspiration.
Well, you get into
at the Nickelback concert.
Son of a bitch. No,
backstage at the Nickelback concert.
You start screaming "Reloaded" in that one part, and I was like, it just reminded me.
Flashbacks.
Man. It did. Well, yeah, a little bit. But
flashbacks to ripping the Nickelback T-shirt.
Son of a bitch.
Backstage, so hyped, just ripped the shirt off you.
I went to see Stained. I'm never gonna live this down now.
No, it'll be on your tombstone.
It will be.
I was
like a hashtag Nickelback fan.
hashtag Nickelback's bitch. I was on hiphopkings.com. I was reading that article that you did with those guys, the 29 facts.
Hell yeah.
That was very interesting. Now, most of it, and that's where I was able to get a lot of the research and stuff like that from there. But one of the facts that made me giggle were number 22 and number 23. I know, because what we talked about last episode we did. I know you may not expect it. Number 22 was Drake wanted to be on 14 Hours Ahead. I felt he didn't fit on the project. And number 23, my exes inspired some of the songs on this album. Still, Drake did not fit this album. Maybe the next, though.
Fuck. I mean, dude, in all honesty, man, I love, I love your shit. I really do. But I mean, it really feels like you do what you want to do. I mean,
have to.
I mean, it's like us. I mean, especially the last couple weeks. I mean, we've fucking let loose, and we talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. And if you're offended, go fuck yourself. And I mean, I really get that.
If you're offended, leave a hateful comment on my Twitter.
And they have somebody shit. Somebody went to they went to iTunes.
If you're offended, take 7 minutes out of your day.
Yeah, exactly.
To go on to the blogs and go to my song and tell me how much you hate it, because you have that much time in your life.
Yeah, they did it on our iTunes rating.
Yeah, we literally had 5. I mean, we didn't have a whole lot. You know what I mean? We're not fucking Joe Rogan or no shit. But
yeah.
We had some fucking reviews, and all of them were 5 stars. People coming on like, you guys are hilarious. I love it. Every Monday I look forward to listening to your show. I mean, and just all kinds of shit. And then all of a sudden, this one motherfucker was like, "Oh, well, you guys are fucking old boying it, and you're not gonna have a fucking pot." I was like, "You cocksucker!" Left us 1 star, and I was like, "Come on, dude." I was like, "What? Why the fuck even leave it?" But,
yeah.
But no, I mean,
because they're having such a good day,
Yeah, exactly.
And, they're having such a good day, and they're so happy, and they're gonna go leave a hateful comment because that's what happy people do.
Well, the good thing is we have our own show. We said what his handle was, and then we invited him
not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Can you hear this guy in the megaphone?
Yeah.
What is that?
I think that he's yelling that there's fruit, that they have bags of oranges. Yeah. Yo, I swear to God. Yo, all right, so they drive this truck around the neighborhood, and they sell fruit on it. It's like ice cream truck, except they sell fruit.
Yeah.
And it's not nearly as fancy as an ice cream truck. It's like a pickup truck. And it's like a pickup truck with like a megaphone that's like duct taped to the top of the truck. And they sell fruit. Yeah, but when I first got here, I'm like, I was the time I was staying with at this place, and the truck went by. And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" and the dude didn't speak Korean either, Yeah. So I'm like, "Bro, they could be like yelling like, war is happening, there's bombs coming, like everybody evacuate, Yeah. And we're just like chilling here, listening to music, like, yeah, no big deal. Like, this guy on a truck goes by, Like we have no idea what he's saying. Like he could very well be saying to evacuate.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I discovered that he's actually just selling oranges.
There must be some really good oranges in for you to be on a megaphone.
Right now he's yelling, really good deal on oranges. We have bags of 12 oranges for only 3,000 won.
Holy shit.
I guess so one of the other things I was reading on here was you miss your taco truck lady from LA.
Oh man, yeah, that's like there's like 2 good taco spots here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food here is fucking amazing, first of all.
Really?
The Korean food is obviously amazing, and then there's tons of like just Mexican food, Italian food, etc. like everywhere, but the food is really fucking good here. Actually, there's a spot that's like really close to my place. It's a Moroccan spot. It has literally the best chicken sandwich I think I've ever ate in my entire life.
No shit.
It's so fucking good.
I love food trucks.
It's
Did we talk about that before?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude.
Food trucks are the shit. But yes, I very much miss my taco truck lady. I used to go there. She knew me. She knew exactly what I wanted. I barely even had to order. She'd be like, "Oh, 3 carne asada. Here you go."
Oh shit.
When I was in Austin, Texas, working for like 3 months,
Yeah.
I would go down there to the taco truck, down there to the food trucks. It was awesome.
Oh, I bet.
The food in Austin is so good too.
I know it because you just walk down there and there's every kind of food possible, and they take such pride in their food.
Yeah.
And that's why I just enjoyed Texas. Certain parts of Texas I wouldn't live because they have white people that scare white people.
What the fuck?
But I was in Laredo, Texas too, and there was a lot of local joints there of like traditional Mexican food, and it was just phenomenal. But Austin was like, Austin, they take pride in their city, so that's why I really love.
Yeah, I love Austin.
Yeah.
Austin is actually one of my favorite cities.
Mine too. Yeah, I actually flew my wife down there. I don't know, for anniversary or I don't know what it was for, something special,
Nice.
make her feel good or whatever. But we went down there. We spent 3 days. She got strep throat.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Shit.
Yeah, we went to a place called the Moose Knuckle.
The Moose Knuckle.
Yeah,
I don't know
Holy
that
shit.
spot, but I didn't. But I actually spent a lot of time in Austin as well.
Yeah.
I think last time we might have talked about that. Last interview we did, that I went and stayed in a teepee. Did we talk about that?
no,
I don't know. You stayed in.
You're like, no, I don't recall. The
yeah,
teepee.
my attention though.
Austin was one of those places where, I work a lot and I'm in the studio and just working on a lot of different things. So like when I was in the States, Austin was one of those cities where I would go to, even though there's a lot of like obviously music and work there as well, but Austin was one of those cities that I would go to like chill out. So like I'd be like, working in LA for 4 months straight, and then I would like fly to Austin and just like chill out for like a week. Have some good friends over there and would just go chill. So, actually it was probably like a year ago now. I was in New York, I had like went back to New York for like 6 months. Back like when I released the Fuel and just had a bunch of work over there. So I went back to New York, and then, you know, I was over there just like working nonstop. And then I was literally flying to go back to LA. And when I was going back to LA, I knew that I was like going straight back to basically work on another album. So, I flew to Austin and like chilled out for like a week. And I drove from Austin like 6 hours, to a place called Marfa, which is like close to like the border of Mexico. Fucking amazing place. It's like the middle of nowhere. I turned off my phone, turned off everything, and just chilled out and sort of like reconnected myself, and slept in a teepee.
No shit.
And it was one of the most fucking incredible experiences of my life.
How long did you sleep in that teepee?
I was in Marfa for like 4 days. I stayed at a different place for like 2 days and stayed in a teepee for 2 days.
No shit.
Like, do they rent teepees like hotels there?
Yeah, it was fucking, it's like this grounds, and they have like teepees and tents and yurts and fucking, you could like rent like a motorhome and shit too, but I stayed in a teepee.
Man,
teepee was the move.
Man, we could bro fest it up down there.
Fuck yeah, we could.
Bro, it was fucking sick. Except, I'm not a big fan of spiders, and there was like this crazy fucking spider in the teepee.
No, fuck spiders.
That I later found out was I don't fucking know what it was called, a Rhodesian Ridgeback. I know that's a dog, but it just sounds like a good name for the spider right now.
Say that is a dog. No, fuck spiders, man. I'm right with you.
Yo, that's
fuck
like
spiders.
what this spider was. The spider was like bigger than my hand.
No, man.
And later I found out that if it was to bite you, it like eats your flesh or something crazy.
Fuck
shit.
that. See, fuck that. That's why I kill spiders.
Well, that's
yeah, but it was definitely on the wall of the teepee, and there was nothing to do about it because, like, if I was to try to hit it, it's a teepee, so it's not like a hard surface. If I was to hit it, it would just like it would have just like bounced off the fucking wall, like on somewhere else in the teepee, which would have been much fucking scarier.
Yeah.
And again, it's a teepee, so the walls all go to one place. So if I was to hit the fucking spider, it would have fell into the bed. Like, there's a bed in the teepee.
Yeah, that's not a sexy way to die.
I decided to just let it be.
Yeah.
And I was like, I stood there for a while and watched it to see like where it was going to go, but it just chilled out. So I decided to leave the teepee and hope for the best.
That is not that I can see the headlines. Artist Koncept dies after losing battle with spider and teepee.
Have
People would be like, first of all, why the fuck was he in a teepee? Yo, for real though, if you could ever sleep in a teepee, do it. It was fucking sick.
Yeah, hell yeah. Have you in speaking of spiders, a couple years ago, we got, military and shit over in Afghanistan and everything. Have you seen a camelback spider?
No, I haven't.
This motherfucker.
I don't want to either.
This son of a bitch is like the size of a fucking beagle. A fucking dog beagle. It is. I'm not even kidding you. Look it up. Camelback spider. Look that shit up, man.
Yeah, no, I think that I've seen pictures of them before.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Like I can handle.
If I see a spider the size of like my fucking fingernail, I'm not into it.
I almost beat the siding off my house 2 years ago with a spider that was about the size of my fist. And we live in fucking Indiana. That shit don't happen.
Yeah, see, like siding, like if I was standing on like a ladder, like touching the siding of your house, and I saw a spider, I'd like fall off the fucking ladder. I don't fuck with spiders. There's there's like anything else, it's a big deal.
Yeah,
spiders, it's like you could be the little tiny fucking spider, and I'm like, no, fuck that. I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, I mean, I can handle snakes. I can handle just about anything. But you show me a little fucking spider I'm killing that son of a bitch.
Me too.
I can't handle it.
I'm just wondering why you would like. I'm glad that you told us that, AP. But now that I know this phobia,
Yeah.
I'm just the happiest person in the world right now
Why's that?
because I just have so many things to do with the spider.
Fuck that. Fuck a spider. I'll
You're
fucking.
gonna come in with like a fish tank of spiders.
Oh, fuck that. I will fucking shoot you. I swear to God.
That's the only thing that scares me is because I know you're the type of guy you just see a spider in the wall and AP grabs his AR and just starts shooting up his house. Family dead, but he's like, I got that spider though.
I mean,
Spider's gone.
I'm not even kidding you, man. I was fucking around with some landscaping and shit outside of our house, and I was digging some shit up, man. This fucking spider, man, took off crawling down the side of my house, and I'm running down the side of my house with a fucking, a flat shovel, beating the fuck out of my siding, trying to kill this fucking spider.
Well, real fast.
Crack all the siding on your house.
All right, so I'll tell the story real fast. So I had new neighbors move in next door to us many years ago, and they're outside like looking at the new house, all happy, and I'm mowing grass. I'm pissed. It was supposed to be gone. It's supposed to be done before I got back.
Yeah.
So you take off the little rain gutter things, right? There's a snake underneath there, so I go in the garage, grab a 9-iron, and just beat the piss out of it, beating the piss out of it, and I pick up the snake and I turn around. Those the two dudes are staring at me, petrified. And I just went like, "Hey, I'm BJ. Nice to meet you." And they just went the fuck inside. Because I seriously went like serial killer American Psycho beating the fuck out of that. It's like fucking grass not mowed. Come home after working 16 fucking hours.
Yeah.
And they're just staring at you.
They never talk to me.
No, man, I like I said, snakes. Snakes don't bother me, man.
I grew up on the farm, and none of that stuff bothers me.
No, man, that shit don't bother me, man. I chased a fucking 6-foot black snake one time with a golf cart till it disappeared underneath me. And then I jumped out that motherfucker and just let it go.
Good Lord.
But no, I mean, back to the music, man. I can't even tell you, man, how much I fucking love this album. I really
Thank
do.
you.
I've listened to it as soon as I get in my car every morning. I turn that shit up. I crank it up. It's been hot as fuck here in Indiana, so I roll the windows down and I blare that shit so my neighbors hear it. Everybody hears it.
When I left at 8 tonight, first song I played was "Time to Go."
But I just my and of course, it's only, it hadn't been out that long, but, as of right now, my favorite fucking line is from U Music, and it's, "My drug dealer pays me to smoke his weed." I couldn't write lyrics to save my life. I just, you've been doing it for so long, and the older you get, the more you write, the better you get. And, I listen to that and I just go, man, how in the fuck did he come up with that? I've smoked a ton of fucking weed in my life. I've done a lot of fucking drugs, and that lyric has never came to my mind.
Except for, "Hey, where is the drug dealer?"
Well, yeah, that's been around a lot. But how when you get a beat, or how do you go from, all right, man, that shit's dope. All right, what can I put down on it? You know what I mean? I mean, do you, I always kind of thought, you'd hear a beat and it would speak to you. I'm a video guy. So, and I've shot a couple music videos, and, I listened to, their album, and I'm like, okay, what is this saying to me? Because I look at, it's not just like, the scene, okay, well, he said this, so let's shoot this. It's that fill scene leading up to that scene. You know what I mean? So, it's like I listen to that song and I'm like, okay, well, I feel this right now, so I want to shoot it this way. When you listen to that beat, how do you come up with, what words you're going to put down on it? How does that come to you?
Honestly, like, when making music, I just sort of like, it's almost like in a way, like black out. Like I sort of just like, you know, like I just sort of go into like a mood, into a vibe, I guess. So honestly, like I don't really know. And I always try to, I don't ever try to like, you know, make music the same way. You know, like I always try to, you know, I never go into a song being like, oh, I'm going to use this flow pattern, or I'm going to rap like this, or I'm going to, you know, say things this way. So everything is always different. As far as like, you know, even like on the album, like the sounds are all like the songs are all cohesive as one full project, but like those songs were like, I didn't go into like making any of those songs being like, well, this song sounded like this, so this one needs to sound like this, you know? Yeah. It was sort of just like, you know, I go into it and just make the music that I want to make and the music that I'm feeling at that moment. So yeah, you know, so for instance, like, you know, definitely certain production, you know, will definitely, you know, speak to me and have me do, you know, say things or, you know, say things in a certain way or how, you know, how it's said. But at the same time, it's like, it's not something that I like predetermine or predict, you know, it's just sort of like, I just make it. So like when I wrote those lyrics, actually, I recorded that song specifically when I was actually in Manhattan. I recorded that song in the period of being in New York, right before going back to LA and then right before coming here. So at that moment, I think that I was just, if I could remember accurately, I was, you know, just a little fed up with a few things. Different people that, you know, that I was sort of had relationships with in some capacity. Yeah. And were, either fucking around in whatever regard and just sort of, I didn't respect. So, yeah. You know, so it's just like one of those moods where I was just like, you know, fuck off kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, and then in saying that too, just as far as like the creative, you know, way of how I work, like some songs come to me like really easy, and some songs, you know, some songs I'll write for 2 days, you know what I mean? And other songs, it takes me 20 minutes to write a whole song, you know what I mean? I think that was one of those songs where like I just, you know, it was like, I was just like in this mood and in this zone, and I think I wrote that song in like fucking really fast, you know what I mean? Like maybe 30 minutes or something. Yeah. So that line specifically, it was just sort of like, I don't even know what I thought. I think I just fucking wrote it down. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
The one that affects the fact that I'll say affected me was hug someone, and it's such a. I work a lot. I mean, like this morning, I been up since 5:15. Yeah, and I'm obviously still awake, but it was just just stop. Like sometimes we were talking about this in the last episode. Like none of us stop. We just keep moving forward. We should move forward, but we don't stop and take a look around and like hug, you know, like I made sure when I left tonight I hugged my wife Steph, my son Luch and Colin. Normally like, hey, I'm out, I'm gonna go do this podcast and be back. But I just really stopped to think about that, like, and that song was like, you know, we'll listen to a lot, and it was just, it's a positive, and I know, you know, we always say we go to the darkest place, but we're actually really positive people in our normal life, or as we say, and that was one of those that I really I liked, and it was good to hear instead of, you know, the world's going to shit.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of, because you wrote that song in L.A., right?
Yeah, I wrote that song in L.A. I mean, I just, at that moment, it was like, you know, I just felt like there was like, you know, there's so much shit going on in the world right now, you know, with the, you know, political climate, you know, but then even on top of that, you know what I mean? Like, I see a lot of, you know, we all see a lot of people dying, and, you know, like, you know, where I grew, you know, like where my parents live currently, and like my brother, goes to high school. It's like a small town. It's called Warwick, New York. And there's a lot of kids dying from, you know, drugs and overdose, and, you know, I know that's happening all over the world. And it's just like, you know, some people just, you know, need to feel like people care about them or are thinking about them. And, you know, know, in that degree. And then, you know, just like there's so much hate in the world, and, you know, some people just, you know, there's just too much of it. And it's like, you know, people just need love, and people need to know that people are thinking about them and people care about them. You know, and then shit, I mean, on a funny level, I guess you could say, or on a, back to like the comment that we were talking about before of like people going and like leaving like these hateful, you know, comments and like spending their time to like put this negative energy out into the world. You know what I mean? Like that they like, you know, rather than like, you know, listen to someone that they don't like and just move on. It's like they feel the need that they have to like go write this like hateful comment. And it's like, bro, like, what are you being so negative about? Like, chill. Like, you probably need a fucking hug. You know, you probably need someone to like tell you that like the world is okay and life is all right. Because like, if you have that much hate in yourself that you need to go do that, like something's wrong, you know? Oh, yeah. And that's not, and like, that's not, you know, that's not even, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I'm being dead serious. Like, if you have those negative feelings that you need to go leave some negative shit to someone, it's like, clearly something's not right in your own life, you know? Oh yeah. Because, you know, you shouldn't have to, like, there's already way too much negative energy in the world, and to have to feel the need to add to that is like, something's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you need to fix yourself. Like, you need to, you know, figure out what that problem is, like, to make yourself happy. Because if you were happy, you wouldn't be putting that negative energy out into the world.
Yeah, and that's why music plays a key role in a lot of people's lives. I know it does mine, and obviously AP's is we want to do that, and it's like, you know, like show Entourage with Ari, you know, hug it out, bitch. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Is that what that's from?
Yeah.
Because there's an episode of The Office where Michael Scott says to Dwight, I believe, "Hug it out, bitch."
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's on.
It's Dwight and Jim.
Yeah, Dwight. Yeah, it's on. Ari always did out to "Let's Hug It Out," and that's, you know, I kind of stole that bit a little bit from in my real life. I'm like, let's just hug it out. Yeah, I said there's nothing like, you know, smelling someone's hair awkwardly to it makes them laugh, and then all of a sudden they're in a better mood. No, I mean, HR doesn't like me doing it, but I enjoy doing it.
No, I mean, you know, I got a dude that I work with that's, I mean, he's a lot older than I am. He's double my age, and but you know, I've always said, you know, I don't care if you're laughing at me or you're laughing with me, at least you're laughing. Because if you're laughing, you're happy.
Oh, dude, and that's what we do. Like every time one of us might be having a little bit of stressful day or whatever, me and AP will start texting each other, and I can't read half of them out loud because we'd be locked away.
Yeah, they fucking
either that or they think we're secretly lovers or something.
Yeah, I mean, but it is. You know, I mean, like, you know, BJ's my dude. You know, I mean, he has been for a while now, and you know, but it's, you know, if he's having a bad day, you know, and he you know, he'll start feeding me some negative shit. You know, I'm like, you know, so, you know, I'm going to crack off something that's either going to piss him off or he has no choice but other than to laugh.
Most of them is like, hey, come, he's like, hey, come to the studio. Let's do some drugs. Let's drink some beer.
Yeah.
I'll be over.
You know, so, you know,
on my way.
But, I mean, you're right. You know, I mean, you know, you're putting out music to make people happy. You know, I mean, I feel like that's why artists, you know, they, you know, kind of like me and BJ, you know, we want to make people laugh, you know, because, you know, we want to take you out of, you know, your real life or, you know, your bad situation for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and let you laugh and, you know, laugh at us or with us, whatever it is, you know, and, you know, let us make you happy for a couple hours, you know what I mean? And then, you know, and then like you said, you know, you put out you know, this album, and you know, you like hug someone, you know, there's too much negativity in this world that, you know, you just want to put out a little love, more or less, you know.
I know. I tried a couple girls while we were walking up the shopping center. I asked them, you know, if they needed a hug. It worked.
Did they give you a hug?
Yeah, they like the salt and pepper hair. I think it's working for me now.
They like the salt and pepper hair.
Yeah.
All right. But no, man, I just, your shit's fucking awesome, man. I mean, it really is.
Thank you.
I mean,
and the video for that, that's one of my favorite songs on the project. I go back and, people sometimes ask me, like, what's your favorite song? Like, to me, and honestly, like, with my different moods, sometimes, like, one song is my favorite, and then, I'm in a different mood, so a different song is my favorite. But, Hug Someone is definitely, like, one of my favorite songs on there, just because it's, I feel like it's definitely, the most positive song on there, and it just, came at a time, like, when I just felt like, things were just sort of fucked up, and, with the political climate and depression, and, I saw people around me just, for whatever reason, fucking up, and I feel like it was like their own shit that they were unhappy with, and not resolving.
Oh yeah.
And I just felt like, like, shit, maybe this person is, not able to handle what they're dealing with, and and because of it, they're sort of sabotaging themselves, and maybe it is that they just need a hug, or someone that, sort of, reconnect them, or, let them know that, like, yo, it's okay. Like, you don't need to be fucking acting like this, or, doing this, like, it'll be okay. Like,
yeah.
And then that, stemmed into a song called Overboard.
Yeah. Which is my next favorite song.
But like, but with the song, like, Hug Someone, like, when we shot the video, like, the song is one of my favorites, but like the video itself, like, when I shot the video here, as a director, her name is AJ, out here in Korea. And funny story how I ended up meeting her. Actually, I was doing a photo shoot, and I was, here in Korea, and I was doing a photo shoot, and a dude walked out of a restaurant, who knew my music, and came over and, like, said hello to me. And the photographer took a photo of the dude saying hello to me.
Yeah.
And I posted it on Instagram, and this girl wrote on the photo, yo, this is my restaurant. That's my coworker. And I, saw the comment, and I was like, oh, really cool. She followed me too, and, I didn't know her. And I, like, looked at her page, and, she owns this restaurant, but she's also a video director, but sort of, puts most of her time into the restaurant and not the videos and the creative stuff that she does. So,
yeah.
I had saw it, and I was like, man, like, this stuff is incredible. And I told her, and, like, she was like, thank you so much. Like, like, that really means a lot. And, like, I was like, yo, if you want to, if you'd be down to work on something, like, let me know. Like, I really do dig your work. Like, I'm not just saying that.
Yeah.
And she was like, come to my restaurant. I, like, went to a restaurant and, like, met her, and ate the food of the restaurant, and the food was awesome as well. and we went and shot that video. But, like, the point, what I'm trying to make is, like, when I went to shoot that video, like, she came up with that idea of, like, going into the streets and, holding the Hug Me sign, and, doing the basking, and, rapping in the street and stuff like that. And the whole idea of the video, and, like, going into the street with that Hug Me sign, and just, like, I must have hugged, like, no joke, like, 1,000 people,
Yeah.
But it was honestly, like, one of the most incredible, like, feelings ever, because, like, all of these people were, like, genuinely excited to hug me,
Yeah.
and it was like, you could feel like I hugged, like, 1,000 people in, like, 2 hours,
Yeah.
and, like, you could feel, like, the genuine, like, love of these people. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't hugging me. Like, maybe, like, a few people knew who I was, but, like, for the most part, it was, like, people just seeing someone with a Hug Me sign and genuinely being happy to go hug a stranger.
That's crazy.
And, like, giving them a genuine hug, and, like, you could feel, like, the passion and, like, the love and the sincerity behind it, and it was just like by the end of the shoot, like, I was happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it made me happier because I just hugged, like, 1,000 people, and it genuinely felt great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was like, the power of a hug is, like, real.
Oh, absolutely.
In that video, when it first starts, you're sitting on. Is that a couch you're sitting on?
Yeah.
That thing is awesome.
Right? That couch is so sick. I'll tell you right now, though, we shot that video in like February or March.
Yeah.
And it was fucking freezing cold. And it was so fucking cold.
Yeah.
And that, like, where we shot that, like, that opening scene was at this house that was being renovated. So there was no insulation in the house. It was basically just like cement floor, cement walls. And that couch was like sitting in this one room. And it was colder inside than outside.
Oh shit.
Gosh.
And that couch is like a leather. It was like basically like being in an ice box sitting on a frozen fucking couch.
And then one of the funniest things is when you walk outside with the hug me sign, you have to duck in the doorway as you're going out.
Yeah.
Oh yes, watch it. Yeah, I can tell you're. I'm at the part where you're hugging a ton of people, and then
Yeah.
And the other thing,
And like in the video, it shows like it shows a lot of hugs, but probably like 20 or something like that. Like I seriously hugged like 1,000 people.
That's fucking.
and
nuts.
the other thing that I follow you on Snapchat or Instagram. I think you have everything, but it's when you're on the back of scooters.
yeah. But that's when I'm in Thailand.
I get a little
When I'm in
nervous
Thailand,
for you
I
at
ride those
times.
scooters.
like the dad in me is like, you got the phone out and you got this is it are they like taxis? Is that what they are? Basically?
Yeah. They're motor taxis. So like in Thailand, I mean, you could take a regular taxi as well, but like they have those like bikes, you know, like all over like Thailand is fucking incredible. But they have they have like, you know, motor scooters and just people in general, like there's just bikes and, you know, all over the place. So yeah, you take the motor taxis. Then there's one video where I'm like holding my phone and drinking a beer and riding on the scooter at the same time.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, I was nervous for you, and B, and I was like, wow, I was like, he is definitely enjoying himself over there.
Yeah, Thailand is incredible. It's like I've been over there twice now since I've been here, and it's definitely like one of my favorite places. Like Korea, I love it. Thailand is definitely very close to being my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, you me coming from a guy that's never more or less been out of the United States. I mean, how much of a culture shock was it for you to go over there?
Well, like before I came here, I mean, I had never been to Asia before. And honestly, like, I was so busy leading up to even coming here that like, it didn't even, like, I wasn't even able to think about it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, I know that we interviewed last time when I was here, so I'm not sure if I said this last time, but, like, I literally was in the studio. So I flew out here the night of Thanksgiving, and I was in the studio in the night before until 4 a.m, you know, working on, you know, an album that's going to come out, you know, later. That we'll talk about it in a different interview. But I was working on an album, you know, at Red Bull Studio up until the night before Thanksgiving at like 4 a.m, and then like, you know, went to Thanksgiving at my homie's house, and then got into a cab and went to LAX to fly to Asia.
Damn.
I landed in Shanghai. And because of the time difference, you know, I'm 14 hours ahead, hence the title of the album.
Yeah.
So when I landed in Shanghai, I left on Thursday night, and when I landed in Shanghai, it was Saturday morning, and I had a show Saturday night, but I didn't even realize, because I was so busy, I didn't even like think about the trip, that when I landed in Shanghai, I was like, wait, it's Saturday morning right now? I was like, fuck, I play tonight. Like, I was thinking that I landed on Friday.
Yeah.
I was thinking that I landed on Friday and I was playing on Saturday. But I
Yeah.
actually landed on Saturday because of the time difference.
Yeah.
And, I literally didn't even think about, like, I was at LAX, like, went through security and everything. And then I was like, oh, shit, I'm, like, going to Asia right now. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even have a chance to even think about the shit until then.
Yeah.
So... in all honesty, this whole experience, this whole last 6 months has all sort of been something that just sort of, you know, came about and has been beautiful and great, but it was something like I'd never planned on it. You know what I mean? I had like no intentions of, you know, I didn't really even think about the trip before being at the airport, and like never mind like coming here and like just sort of everything domino affecting, and being here for 6 months, and I guess I live here now, so so it's sort of like I never planned for any of it or really envisioned any of it.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I just.
But a lot of people wouldn't take that chance, and that's one thing that it's hard for them to say. You know what? Fuck it, let's just see where this goes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I wanted to say. I was like, we talked about this, last week on our episode about how I just kind of roll with shit. I mean, I don't stress about stuff. Like, I look at everything as a challenge, and so I don't get stressed. And you kind of went into this situation like you said. It was just one thing, you're at Thanksgiving, the next minute you're on an airplane to Asia, and you just kind of roll with it, and then you produce this fucking dope ass album. and you just rolled with it,
Yeah, and then like myself, who went back and listened to the last interview, took notes off the interview, went through, probably spent about 10 to 15 hours going into this, and I know I didn't have to because I knew, how Koncept is, but that's just, and it's, I don't know, that I think it's my driving force too, is trying to enjoy the moment, because right now I'm still looking at the screen, trying to like, okay, I got to this, do I want to get to this? And I gotta get better at that, because I'm talking to someone who I admire, enjoy his music.
Oh yeah,
and I'm just making sure I hit all my notes.
No, man, I don't do any research. I just hope that I remember it all.
But also that's why he loves me, because I do a shit ton of research.
Exactly. That means I don't have to do shit other than hit record and make sure everything records properly and sounds properly.
Yeah, it's real weird because I enjoy that. I go back and look at old interviews and look at other things that he's done. I'm like, okay, I'm making sure I'm not going to cover that. He's already did this in this interview. I'm going to go this way because I don't want to keep asking.
No, I mean, it's like before we did the last interview, we went and looked back at a lot of interviews he did, and we just kind of went, okay, we don't want to be like this dude, or this dude.
Yeah.
Because I just want this interview to be like, oh, I'm going to do Smugcast, those guys. I can just say and do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to worry about like talking. Yeah, and that's why we've tried it. And a lot of people have enjoyed doing the show because we just let them be themselves.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, it's dope. It's really dope. And I appreciate you guys doing that and caring and spending the time to do so, because I mean, I can't tell you like how many times like even when I was first starting out. People would ask like the same questions, and it would be like, you must not have checked out any of my other stuff, because like it's like simple things that you could Google and find out, and it's sort of like what, like, no, I appreciate you guys, and I love love talking to you guys and interviewing with you guys, and
he wears size 11 sneakers,
just
and
chilling, if you will. I feel like when we talk, we're just like having like a conversation, which I feel like is great. Like as a listener and as a fan myself, and I listen to an artist, like I want to hear it. Like I don't, like even with those 29 facts that I did for Hip Hop Kings, it was like I could tell you just like straight facts about the album. But like that just gets repetitive and boring, you know what I mean? Unless you're like a fucking music journalist or like a fucking engineer or like someone that's studying that. But as an average fan, like they don't want to hear like the fucking scientific points of the album.
No, I loved it. Like to me, it was awesome. You talk about you don't eat seafood, which is funny because you're from the East Coast. My wife's actually grew up in Delaware. She don't eat seafood either.
I know, and like I said in that, I should tell people that I'm allergic, because when I tell people that I don't eat seafood, I get the same fucking reaction every time. Like, wait, you don't eat what? You don't? Why are you allergic? Like, is there like you don't eat shrimp? You don't eat salmon? It's like no, I just don't eat seafood. Like they look at me like I'm fucking crazy. You know how many times like especially like you go out with a chick and like you go out to eat somewhere and they're like let's have the ceviche, you know what I mean? And it's just like, shit. Like, all right, now do I break it to you now that I don't eat seafood? It's like, every fucking time, it's like this like weird look, and it's like, you don't eat seafood? Like, you don't eat shrimp? It's like,
Yeah.
no, I just told you I don't eat seafood. What the fuck is shrimp? Is shrimp seafood? Yes, shrimp is seafood. I don't eat it.
Does it come from the fucking ocean?
I'm just not into it.
I don't
But
know.
I just need, like, but if I told people, yo, I'm allergic to seafood, it would be over. It'd be
I
okay.
understand. I'll make sure we don't get anywhere near your plate. We don't want to have you have it. Yeah, they'll be carrying them.
You know what I mean? But yo, if I told someone that I was allergic to seafood, there'd be no reaction. It would just be like, oh, okay, yeah, he doesn't eat seafood. He's allergic.
Yeah. No, fuck. I don't eat seafood because I don't like the taste of fish.
Yeah, I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
Like I grew up and like my family didn't eat seafood. My mom never made seafood or ate seafood, so I didn't eat it. And like I know that this probably isn't like the right reason to not eat seafood, but one of like my like childhood memories is like going to Chinatown in New York and like it just smelling fucking gross.
Yeah.
And there being like and there being like fish just like on the fucking sidewalk. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
like that shit was disgusting.
Fuck
and
yeah, it
I don't
is.
know. Maybe that like permanently fucking sabotaged seafood for me. I don't
Fucking scarred your ass.
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't eat it. But I think that I am just gonna start telling people that I'm allergic.
I would.
Yeah. It'd be easier.
It makes it a lot easier.
Fuck yeah, it does.
The other one other thing I want to check on was so obviously you came out here with 2 weeks worth of clothes the last time we talked. Has your wardrobe increased a lot?
Yeah, it's definitely increased a lot. It definitely would not fit if I had to like go back to wherever right now. My clothes definitely would not fit in the one suitcase anymore. I basically like every time that I like go out, I like buy, new shit because I'm like sick of wearing the same stuff. Actually, it's funny because I had to go buy clothes the other day because it's getting hot here now. And when I came here, it was the middle of the winter.
Yeah.
So I came here with winter clothes, and I didn't have any shorts or like anything like that for summer. And it's fucking really hot here now. So I actually just went and bought a bunch of shit the other day. And I'm currently sitting here and I see all these jackets hanging up that I don't wear. 'Cause it's hot in there.
Now, speaking of winter, I know you're a snowboarder, which I am too. Have been since I was like 12 years old. So I've been snowboarding for over fucking 20 years. I saw you went at least one of your. I can't remember if it was Instagram or what it was. I saw a little video you put out. You guys went riding, and what's that? What's that scene? And how are the slopes over there?
All right. Well, I have been snowboarding my whole life too. If I didn't make music, I would probably be living on a mountain somewhere.
Absolutely.
When I was younger, I used to compete in slopestyle and different things and big air and stuff.
Fuck yeah, man.
But so I've always really been heavily into snowboarding. It's definitely my second love. So yeah, I mean, went snowboarding here in Korea at a mountain called Welly Hilly. Yes, it sounds like a name that would be in Korea.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Wellihilli, Welly Hilly.
Holy shit.
Pretty ridiculous name.
Yeah.
It's a cool mountain. It's not the biggest mountain, but it's a good mountain. I mean, it's big enough. It has a gondola and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. They got a really good park. I have a buddy out here that actually rides for a bunch of different companies and teams out here. So the scene is, I think that it's sort of like the same thing like music though. It's like relatively new compared to like everywhere else in the world, So there's a big explosion in it and there's a lot of love for it and a lot of excitement for it. But the vibe is really good. I was going to go to Japan, and go snowboarding there as well. I was supposed to go there to play, and then I was going to like spend a couple days to go snowboarding because in Japan the mountains are fucking incredible from what I hear.
Yeah.
But actually I ended up getting booked in Thailand, and I went to Thailand instead, so I didn't get to make that trip.
Yeah.
But like I was saying earlier, I am now currently doing a bunch of work in Japan, so I will be over there, and next winter I will 1000% be snowboarding in Japan.
Fuck yeah, man. That's awesome, dude. No, I mean, like I said, I've been riding since I was like 12 or 13 years old, man. I saw that video and I was like, fuck, even more reason to like him.
Dude, I started skiing when I was 4.
Yep.
So I skied when I was 4, and then same thing. When I was 12, I started, or 11 or 12, I started snowboarding.
Yeah.
And I've snowboarded in a bunch of different mountains. My favorite place was a few years ago. I did a tour in Europe and played Switzerland. And like I remember when I was like, Switzerland was like one of those places. Like as a kid, I like always dreamed of like snowboarding there.
Oh yeah.
So when we were booking the tour, the agent, told me like, hey, we're going to book you in Switzerland. And it was like, I literally told him, I was like, man, do me one favor, like promise me that you'll get me like 3 days off in Switzerland so I can go snowboarding. And he fucking did. And that was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had. I actually flew, I played in England first, and I flew to Zurich. I landed in Zurich in Switzerland. And got picked up. It was at nighttime. Got picked up and drove into the mountains, and it was, pitch black. It was dark, so like I couldn't see anything, couldn't even see like where really I was. I woke up in the morning and like walked outside of this place that I was staying at, and I was literally directly in the center of the fucking mountains in Switzerland.
No shit.
It was fucking surreal.
That's fucking
and I
awesome.
snowboarded at Laux, LAAX.
Yeah.
One of the they held like I think this year they had the qualifying for the Olympics there, I think.
Yep.
Fucking incredible mountain. It was like one of the most incredible experiences that I ever had. They took me on the mountain. There was literally like nobody on the mountain. It was like empty. It's like there's no trees on the mountain, which is fucking crazy. I've never seen anything like it before.
What?
So like you literally just look and you could just see it's just white. And it just like, basically you see until like it just disappears.
No shit.
It was like every single run, fresh tracks, every single time, untouched snow.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was fucking wild.
That's fucking
I
money.
definitely need to get back to Switzerland this year.
Yeah. Damn, that's fucking amazing, man. I dream of that run, that's just that fresh pal, and you're just floating,
Dude, every single run was like that. It was fucking crazy.
That's amazing. God, that makes me want to go to fucking Switzerland.
There's something about you and like white fresh.
For real, Laux is like the best mountain I've ever been to.
Yeah. What was your joke, BJ?
There's something about AP and like a nice fresh powder in the morning that just really gets him excited, shakes him to the soul.
You son of a bitch.
I know it. That's what I'm here for.
But no, yeah, I like I said, I think my dad got me into skiing when I was probably 10 or 11 years old, and I skied for a year, and I remember seeing these guys on these boards, and I was just like, what are they doing? And my dad was like, well, that's called snowboarding. And I was like, then I need to do that. Because these, they had the little place here in Indiana, which, we don't have big mountains or nothing, but we got a couple of little places you can go ride. And I remember seeing these guys, they had, some big kickers and shit. And these guys nailing the shit and, just throwing tricks and stuff. And I was just like, I need to do that. But I was like, no, you don't. And I was like, no, I need to do that. And the next year, for Christmas, I got my first fucking snowboard. And after that, it was just like, fuck skiing. Well, who the fuck skis? And so, I mean, that was my shit, and I saw that video of you, and I was like, God, man, this motherfucker, dude. I love his music. He fucking snowboards. I was like, what is not to like about fucking Koncept?
And he agrees to do our podcast twice.
Yeah, fucking twice.
Fuck yeah. I'll always come back and do the podcast.
First person to actually leave a podcast and go, you know what? I'm going to do that shit again.
Fuck yeah! And when I'm in your city, we'll have to come. I'll come over there into the studio. And we'll do the podcast together.
That would be fucking awesome. We're going to take a fucking week off. We're going to have a fucking party.
Fuck yeah!
That's going to be fucking awesome.
You won't have to worry about any issues that you have over here. We will be well taken care of at this place.
Yes, you will. Yeah, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's like in Korea. It's like almost perfect here.
Yeah,
Everything is so great.
That's awesome. Yeah, man.
Minus the no drugs here.
Yeah, what? You won't have that fucking problem here. But no, man. I know you don't have. Right now you don't really have any plans of, kind of coming back anytime soon. But I mean, do you see, a North America tour?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm booking a bunch of different things. Like I have obviously a bunch of stuff around Asia. But I'm booking a tour for Europe right now for the fall. Yeah. So it's looking like I'll be in Europe end of October, like all of November, basically.
Yeah.
So what I plan on doing is doing that tour once we lock in all the dates for that. Coming and doing a U.S. tour like right after that. Like probably what I'll do is I'll probably go to Europe for October, November. And then probably just like stop, and like see my family for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then do a U.S. tour like right at the top of like, end of December, January kind of thing.
Yeah, like into 2017, 2018.
Exactly. So like right now, just build all summer out here. I have a bunch of shit lined up. And then in the fall, head over to Europe and then U.S. after that.
Yeah. Well,
sounds awful.
Fuck. Yeah, man. I mean, you come back to
terrible.
I need to hug someone now. Like, I just listened to that and I'm like, that's awesome. And I thought, oh, I got to be up for work in 5 hours. Not really. This is what makes it worth it. Like, this is why we started it, and I couldn't be happier with this.
No shit.
Just, I was excited all day, and I told one of the guys that I work with, my boss called me. He's like, hey, I listened to the episode of sex therapy. I was like, yeah. I was like, what do you think? He's like, yeah, it's pretty funny. He's like, hey, what's that fucking song at the end? I was like, he's like, that's Koncept. What fucking song is that? Send it.
Yeah.
And I was
that's awesome.
And I was just like, yeah, he's coming on. I was like, I'm gonna talk to him tonight. He's like, no fucking shit.
Yeah.
He's like, you're doing some shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think he had like probably 2 Red Bulls in the morning. We call him BMW. Yeah. He's real supportive, and I think I just like the fact that people are actually listening to other music, and my snobbery sometimes has paid off a little bit.
Yeah, you wore off on me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that way we don't have to, even though someone called my son Bieber today.
Yeah, fuck that.
Well,
shit.
You had highlights in your hair.
I was fucking 17 years old.
He's only 13.
Well, yeah, I did it from the time I was 14.
I had some like 30-year-old dude look at my 13-year-old son and basically like give him prison eyes today, and my son was scared straight. It's like, and I was just like, I kept calling him Luke Handsome off of Chris Hansen. I was like, Luke Handsome, just calm down. I was like, now how do you feel about ever going to jail? He's like, I don't want to go. The way that guy looked at me, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what he wanted to do? He's like, yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah. No, man, you get on that U.S. tour, man. You get as close to Indianapolis as you can, please.
Oh, Chicago. Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. We got fucking all kinds of connections.
Yeah, I'll play Chicago for sure.
Oh, we're going to be at Chicago.
I played Chicago a couple times.
Really?
I played, I played there twice, I believe.
Yeah.
The Shrine, right? That's in Chicago?
I think so, yeah.
I'm not sure.
I worked there for a little bit, spent some time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played at the Shrine and somewhere else, too.
Yeah.
Actually, two different tours that I did, they both started in Chicago, actually.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, because we're only 3 hours away from Chicago. Well,
yeah,
the way I drive, about 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah.
I got plenty of hookups in Chicago. We're going to have a party.
Hell yeah.
I might have one day. I'll make sure everybody gets home safe.
Shit. BJ doesn't drink, so he's our DD.
And then once I meet you, I'll explain why I don't drink, and then I'll be like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If BJ drank, we'd all end up in divorces.
I have retired that guy. That guy has gone away. But I used to go to the bars and buy everybody drinks, and then sleep an hour, wake up, go to work for 10 hours, and go back. And
Yeah. Well, man, we don't want to take up any more of your time. I know you're probably got a little hangover after last night's party, so we appreciate the hell out of you coming back on, man. it's we love your shit, man, and we're already looking forward to the next album. So
fuck yeah,
we're gonna enjoy this one and just bide our time and wait on the next one. But we appreciate the hell out of you coming on, man.
Nah, man, I appreciate you guys for real.
Yeah. Yeah. So
thank you guys so much for all the love, and happy to jump back on the phone with you guys and fucking kick it and chop it up, and again, just really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. Go ahead and give out all your social media and all that shit, just in case people who didn't listen last time that listen now can make sure they go follow you.
On Twitter, it is just at Koncept, Koncept with a K, so Koncept. Twitter at Koncept. Instagram is Champagne Connie. Champagne, ChampagneKonny. Champagne Connie on Instagram. You could also just go to iamconcept.com, iamconcept.com. You can find all my social media there. You can listen to the album. You can watch the music videos. The new album, 14 Hours Ahead, is out right now everywhere and anywhere that you could stream, listen, download, buy music. So I really appreciate all your support. If you enjoy the music, if you don't enjoy the music, whatever it is, if you want to tell me what you feel about it, I always appreciate your comments. So please feel free to write to me on all social medias and anywhere that you can. So just much love, and keep believing in yourself and keep pushing forward, and you can reach your goals. You just have to want them bad enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I read that, and then we're definitely going to be playing at least one song off the album.
No, we're going to go two.
Two?
Yeah, I'm going to intro with one and outro with
No,
one.
I mean, yeah, for a little bit.
Oh,
and
yeah,
also
yeah,
while
yeah.
the album's still out, and play it, and then plug the hell out of it. I mean, you gave us support back. So, I mean, that's what we talked about at the very beginning of the episode. Not going to bring it back up, but if more people would do this, then I think a lot of us would achieve more success by being supportive all the way around.
Oh, yeah.
No, thank you. Really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, I dig it, man. Your shit's awesome, man. We appreciate you coming back on.
Easy fanboy.
Hey, fuck. Last time I didn't get to fucking talk, and I'm, so I get to dig my shit out now. But no, man,
for real though, man. Love you guys. You guys show a lot of love, and it really means a lot, man. It goes a long way. I really appreciate you guys.
That's not a problem, sir. You keep doing what you do. We'll definitely keep plugging it away, man. We appreciate it. We love it.
Yeah.
My jeez.
All right, man. Well, you take it easy. You wake up, get you a little something for that hangover, man.
No, I'm gonna go get a coffee, and I may go get that chicken sandwich that I was telling you about.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Well, we're gonna plug right now. BJ's going to talk to you here for a second, so just hang on.
Are you still there?
All right, so that was Koncept. He he was more than I mean, he gave us almost gave us 2 hours on the phone. So I mean, that's a good dude. So go check out his music. Like I said, iTunes, everywhere, man. Anywhere you can get music, you can get his stuff. So be sure to check us out on Twitter. We retweet his shit all the time. You can find us at Smugcast Show. You can find me. It's Smugcast_AP. You can find BJ. It's at the BJ Robbins. You can also find Mr. Sproles, which he wasn't on here tonight, but that's all right. You can check him out. It's at Sproles TV. You can also find us on Instagram. It's Smugcast_. You can find us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Smugcast. If you have any emails, any questions, anything you would like to send us, you can send them to smugcastshow@gmail.com. Also, big shout out to Ranger Nutrition. You can go to rangernutrition.com, use promo code SMUGCAST, and you will get 15% off your order. Also, go to Jay's Wings and Seafood over on the east side of Indianapolis. You can pop in there, use promo code SMUGCAST, and you will get 10% off your order as long as Jay is in there. Apparently his wife is not playing along. She don't screw around. Also, big shout out to Repo Records. They help us out with the audio each and every week. But that's Repo Records, taking the music back. With that, stay smug.
Remember turning 6, now and that I beat the shit. I was the best kid at kickball, walking down the halls with my headphones and Tim Dog. The girls couldn't get off, teachers use my class pick as the way they get off. That's kinda creepy, ain't it? But highly entertaining. But yes, the ladies love me since she's climbing on the playground, for riding in my limo. Imagine all the talent when we dropping off these singles. But chill now, I've been so cold since 10 years old with a cold shoulder. I was so older, been so doper, so dope in the 8th grade with a girl that looked like she coined yoga. And so older, in fact drove a Range Rover. We pull over, once behind a church, probably bad omens, but don't hold them. She called her mom on her phone when she rolled over, and she stayed on the line till the song was over. I'm the most appealing ever since was dope dealing and four-wheeling. I had a Jeep that had no ceiling, but still a Libra, so most feelings come from my heart with your girl like. Probably why she told you she had homework, was at home sending pics underneath that whole skirt. Yo, this was high school, moved upstate. My mom's thought was best that I leave Jackson Heights where I stay up late. And I tag Koncept on the bus trains, getting into fights, coming home with the blood stain. So it took me upstate to get contained, but upstate got a better drug game. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's my fuck you music, I'll fuck you to it. People always ask me how to fuck you do it. My fuck you music, I'll fuck you to it. People always ask me how to fuck you do it. It's my fuck you music, I'll fuck you to it. People always ask me how to fuck you do it. My fuck you music, I'll fuck you to it. People always ask me how to fuck you do it. My drug dealer now pays me to smoke his weed. My boyfriend leaves the house so I can fuck his bitch. One set of Mongols with the illest rims. Now my private pilot is the chick that sucks my whole squad wearing black, looking like we're rich. Stitches hit my line asking the ball bricks. You didn't hit my phone when I was down, but now you ring me up to ask for help when you sick. Fuck off, the shit got me fucked up. The shit got me fueled up, laying on my boat with a full cup. A girl I got full cups. My ex followed us at the show and she acting like a hoe, how she post up. Walk around the city, see my posters, my face ingrained in your mind close up. Telling all your friends that you're so tough, but when we out in public won't approach us. This my fuck you music. This my fuck you music, I'll fuck you to it. People always ask me how to fuck you do it. It's my fuck you music, I'll fuck you to it. People always ask me how to fuck you do it. It's my fuck you music, I'll fuck you to it. People always ask me how to fuck you do it. It's my fuck you music, I'll fuck you to it. People always ask me how to fuck you.